Your call has been forwarded. At the tone, please record your message.
What's up guys, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this tote bag. This is beginner friendly and it is honestly easy to make. If this is something you're interested in, please continue watching. These are the dimensions we're going to be using. So for the bag, it is 45 centimeters by 49 centimeters, and then for the straps it is 66 centimeters by 10. So for each of these you're going to cut 2. So off camera I did that. I cut my bag part and my stripes. So here I'm just indicating where you need to stitch. So you need to stitch the sides, the bottom and the other side, leaving the top part open. It was actually at this point where I realized that I actually need a pocket for this bag. So you can do this or not, it's optional. So the dimensions for this pocket, it is 11 inches by 6.5 inches. Off camera I overlocked or serged my corners so that I can have a neat finish inside. So I folded this pocket, the top part of the pocket, twice, 1 centimeter each fold, and then I am just gonna stitch that part because it is going to be the top part or the opening part, so it needs to be clean and neat. So off camera I just stitched the top part of the pocket, and then I also ironed that line that will serve as my middle line, and then I also did the same for the back part. I ironed the middle point, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring in my tape and just measure 3 inches upwards because that is where I want my pocket to start. So I'm just gonna bring in my pocket and align those middle lines together like so, and then I am just going to pin the pocket in place. And when I'm done doing so, I'm just gonna take it to my machine and stitch the sides, the middle part and also the bottom part. So I did that off camera as well, and this is my pocket. You can honestly put your phone in there, your purse, your wallet, whatever it is. So I'm going to bring in the other fabric and I'm just going to make sure that they're right side facing each other, and I'm just going to pin everything in place. As you can see at the top there's like excess fabric, so I'm just going to cut that off camera when I go to stitch this bag together. So you're going to stitch the sides, the bottom, leaving the top part open. So I did that off camera. I stitched the sides, the bottom and left the top part open. Left that top part open, that is why we're able to flip our bag inside out. So I'm just pushing out the corners properly with my pen. So I'm just gonna take this bag on my ironing board and just iron down the seams. And then what I did was I ironed 2 inches inward. So I ironed the fabric inward by 2 inches. This will serve as our conceal for our stripes later on. So what I'm doing now, this step is honestly optional, but I did not want my tote bag to have like those pointy edges. So what I did was I just took my tape and I measured 2 inches and I just indicated where 2 inches was on the fabric, and then I just used my pen to just pin everything in place. And then I'm just gonna bring in my ruler and pen just to draw that straight line. I was doing my own things here, the lines were not straight, but hey, pushed through. So what I did there, I'm gonna do on the other side. I'm gonna take this to my sewing machine and just stitch on the lines that we made. I'm going to take my scissor and just cut like 1 centimeter above the stitch line. So this is how it looks like. It is sort of like a boxy type of finish. Instead of it being pointy, I honestly just wanted it to be like boxy. This is how it should look if you did this part. This is how it should look. I like this, I won't lie. So we're just going to put that bag aside and bring in our stripes. Now we're going to be working on our stripes. Remember the dimensions of our stripes. It is 66 centimeters by 10 centimeters. So that is how long and how wide my stripes are. Camera, I folded my stripe into 2 and just ironed it out so that it can make that middle line, because we're going to need that to create our stripe. So I'm just going to bring in the corner of the stripe towards that line, and then I'm going to do the same with the other corner. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring those 2 corners on top of each other. What I'm saying doesn't make sense, but just look at what I am doing. So I'm just going to take this to my sewing machine and just stitch on both sides with a straight stitch. Try to stitch as close to the edge as possible. So I am bringing in my bag. I did the stripes off camera. We're going to open up our bag. Even the 2-inch that we ironed, we're going to just open it up, and then I'm gonna mark 5 inches inwards because that is where our stripes are going to be placed. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side. So what you do on the one side, you do on the other side. I'm gonna duplicate what I did on that side to the side. What I'm doing now is I'm just finding the middle point of my handles or stripes or whatever you want to call them, just marking out a middle point, making a notch with my scissor, and then I am going to place it on that 5-inch mark line that we did. And then it is not clear on the camera, but you remember that 2 inches that we folded in, that line that I ironed out. I'm not sure if you can see it, but on that line you're just gonna place the stripes on that line, leaving that 2-inch space. So I did the same on the other side as well. So I'm just gonna fold it in like so to just conceal the stripes nicely and to have like a knit finish. I'm going to do this all around. When you're done pinning, this is how it should look. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just gonna bring that stripe upwards like so. To take this back to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to try to stitch as close as that line as possible. And then to secure my stripes, I'm just going to sew like a cross. So I stitched everything off camera, and then on one stripe I did that cross thingy, and then on the other side I just made like a square stitch. You can choose whether you want to make a cross or a square. We are finally done with our tote bag. This is how it looks. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Love y'all.